Hi, and welcome back to Let's Play EG. Today we're doing our Pacifist run of Sector 7. So you may have noticed I kind of rushed through the dialogue there at the end. I'm kind of only glancing over the dialogue because it's pretty similar to the dialogue in the Violent Run. Not much really changes, although there are some changes to the logs, but we'll see that in the thread instead. The theme of Sector 7 is kind of moving through vents and kind of working stealthily. There's only about 5 Tasen groups of soldiers, so there's not going to be a lot of infighting. We can't really just, hope for everybody to kill each other and not have to fight. So we kind of want to move a bit stealthily. Like, I didn't even have to activate this here, but I kind of wanted to get that Nano, and it turned out well enough. I took a little damage, but I got a lot of Nano out of it. One thing I really want to talk about, though, that I've always seemed to miss in all the Violent videos, mainly because I record without sound on, so unless I hear it, it's not going to pop into my head. And you may have noticed yourself, in the Violent runs, EG's gotten quite aggressive when she fights. She'll actually, kind of talk back to the enemies as she's killing them and fighting them, and just all in general, she's a lot more aggressive. As you rack up kills to your kill counter, EG gets more aggressive. If I was actually to kill anybody in this run right here, you notice EG would still feel really bad about it and apologize, much as she was in Sector 1 and Sector 2 of the Violent Run. Just go back and check out those videos to see what I'm talking about. And then, wait until the Sector 8 Violent Run video to see how she's still, really aggressive. It's not really much, but I really wanted to mention it because I still think it's a really nice touch to see how, by fighting, she gets more used to it. It's just interesting in my book. Also, you'll see that I'll be spending any levels I get this sector on health. I really don't need any other stats, and more health is always more better. Oh, and here we'll see a familiar face. So yeah, Vadi kinda acts like a shop in this sector, but what if we were to keep poking her when we're maxed on everything? So this is what we eventually get. It's kind of like a teaser, or originally it was a teaser, for Daniel Raymer's next game, Hero Core. Vadi kind of gives a description of what the game is like, and back before this, Vadi didn't give a description, before a certain update to EG, Vadi didn't give a description of the levels, and it was called Hero 2, because the name Hero Core wasn't made yet, and the game is based off of Hero 3D, so Daniel Raymer just called it Hero 2. It's a nice little Easter egg. Now going back to what I was mentioning earlier in the sector about using vents, if you recall, up in this room, there was about, I don't know, 3 or maybe 2 troopers and a beast. You can just bypass all of them just by going up in this vent. It doesn't take any longer, maybe just a tiny bit, but you can stealth all the way through this entire room, hit the switch, and get right out. I like little touches like this. They give you an option between, hey, in the violent run I could just run and gun through the room, and in the pacifist run I could be nice and stealthy. Now once we move back down here, we're going to go all around and up here, and take out this assassin and pick up some of this extra nano. It was at this point that I was realizing, oh my god, I'm about halfway through the sector and only level 31. It's going to be cutting it pretty close to this sector if I can pull off all 5 levels. Pretty much figure I'm going to have to get Nano wherever I can get it. And actually, this is a good time to talk about something else. I'm going to post these logs in the thread, the changes between the violent and the pacifist, but there's no hurt in mentioning it in the video. There's a number of logs in this sector that if you're pacifist, talk about a renegade assassin. The name escapes me off the top of my head. I don't know if they actually mentioned it this early in the game. But this renegade assassin is actually really integral to the pacifist plot. One of the logs in particular are from the assassin and mention meeting up with her in Sector 3, or Sector 9. And you definitely have to meet up with her in Sector 9 or else you can't actually finish a 100% pacifist playthrough. But more on that when we get to that sector. And I actually had to check my kills there, because I've never actually, during a pacifist run, killed a guard by having his gun misfire. I wasn't 100% sure if it would increment my kill counter or not. There's a lot of weird things that will actually increment your kill counter. So it was about this point that I realized I'm almost done the Commando ship, and I'm definitely not going to get all the levels. So from here on out, I'm just trying to scrounge together any nano I can pick up. And I was actually lucky to get the partial invisibility here, because I can just take out the Phantom Hammer with my Buster Gun really fast, and I was hoping to use this area to fight the assassin, because I was hoping she would just teleport in and do melee attacks, but she wasn't cooperating, so I moved up here. And I took her out just fast enough so that I could use the rest of my partial invisibility to get out of this sector real fast. Yep, just enough, and I got out of the whole Commando ship without being detected. For the most part. Yeah, seems like they still found me. But we'll just leave them alone and move on. Now, there's still a couple more chances for infights between Commando and Tazen in this sector. Specifically, there's that one area near the end where in the violent run, I was able to get everybody to kill each other, which is pretty handy. So I might still be able to get a level or 2 out, but I'm not going to be too hopeful. And as for that nano right there, you can't actually pick up that Nano in your Pacifist run. The only way that I know of to reach that teleporter in that Nano, which by the way, that teleport just teleports you to the end of the level, is by using a nuke. However, nuke hits everything on screen. I would kill the Tase in that room below me. And these beasts were just giving me such a pain in the ass. Come on. Come on up here. Oh, I got one. What about the other one? Nope. Alright, whatever. Let's just try and kill these Tasen with this beast. And I thought he would go off the ledge there. There we go. Now hopefully they kill a bunch of people. And they got one soldier, and that's it. Great. Thanks, beasts. You were a whole lot of help, and I'm glad I wasted like a minute getting you over there. Alright, maybe I'll get something from the ambush right here. Alright. Teleports in and takes 2 spread rockets to the face. Okay, come on, beast. You can do something, right? Nope, you're dead already. Damn it. Are you kidding me? Maybe they'll kill themselves. Come on. Come on. Nope. Alright, whatever. I'll take the 3 levels I got. I was hoping to get max health by the end of the sector, but I mean, Proxima isn't that bad. Which, yep, speak of the devil. So this time around, because it's pretty much at this point impossible for me to get the supercharge, we're going to take on Proxima in the proper way you're supposed to fight it, which is knocking it into those electrical fields. Now that took about a little under half of his life off, and there's a lot of different ways that you can get him to run into the fields. You can either use the chase mechanism or just kick him into them. Now you may have heard a little kind of alert noise while I was fighting Proxima, or Sentinel, whatever you want to call it. That was the sound of that terminal turning back on, which turns the fences back on. Pretty much the whole proper fight, air quotes, is getting Proxima to run into the fences, waiting for the terminals to turn on, and then jumping back up to the terminals. It's kind of like a little weird dance. And the nice thing is that when Proxima goes into nuke form, you can just kick it over into the fences. I figured why not just unleash my Velocithor on him. I mean, he's pretty much immobile. And kicking him into the electrical fences deactivates the nuke. So I try and kick him all the way across the stage into the other fence, and he deactivates his chase routine. And then he just goes into fighting routine, so I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to turn on the other fence. And then I think pretty quickly I get him to go into this one. Not before I'm stupid and get myself hit. So much slowdown. I wish I could. I think it's the damage that he gets that actually creates most of the slowdown. But besides the fact he's dead. Give a little victory dance. And the statement that EG says at the end of the fight here is actually differing on how you fight him and how much damage you take over the course of the fight. And god damn, I took a lot of damage that sector. It's only going to get worse as the game goes on. But that's besides the point. That was Sector 7, and I'll see you guys over in Sector 8.